Hey guys, this is Nagi Ghonte, and here is my top 5 hunting horns in Monster Hunter World. Now, keep in mind when I say best 5, there's like only 20 so far as the time of making this video, so these are just personal favorites and I'll tell you why I like them so much. Number 5, and I'm doing this in order, was Teostra's hunting horn. Now I love the design, I love the sound on this thing, and it's super solid. It's got everything for both solo play and online. It's got very decent attack at 798. It's got the blue. It's got 390 blasts, which is awesome, and the songs are really good. First scene, if you notice on the bottom right, that's the handicraft chart. This is not a horn that you want to be using with handicraft. You're really not going to get any white until like plus level 4, and I don't really consider it really that worth it. Really, the songs is where it shines, especially online. The Scoutfly power up, okay, whatever. Abnormal status attack increased. This boosts sort of like the sleep, paralysis, poison of everybody who's around you, so that's really good. But the next two are killer. You got all ailments negated. That, I can't tell you how big that is. Being able to cure everyone's status ailments in just poof, a song, that's just almost cheat level good. And you also have Divine Protection, which is that skill that when you get hit, there's a percentage chance you'll take like massively reduced amount of damage, which is going to keep everybody alive. So this horn is great for solo play. It's strong. You can be really aggressive with it because it's got blast and good power, and it's got great songs. Coming at number 4 is Dildo Gama. I do wish that they had a more inspired design. It's really just kind of the skin on the outside, but this has the songs that are like considered the full suite. The only problem is it's got 798 attack, it's got the blue, it's got blast, although it's not nearly as strong a blast as Teostra. It's another one where if you look on the handicraft thing, you really do not want to be wasting handicraft on this weapon, but the songs are just loaded. We got attack up large, which of course if you encore it becomes attack up extra large, which is 20% more attack for everybody in the party. That's nuts. You got health boost L, so that's like, you know, when you eat and your health bar gets longer. What if someone dies? What if they forgot to eat? What if they didn't get the skill? Well, guess what? You can give everybody a longer health bar. That's awesome. Wind pressure negated, always a good skill if you're going up against a flying wyvern, and defense up large as well. So defense up large, you can encore to XL, which means not only are you doing decent damage and blast, and you've got 2 slots for decorations, you're going to be letting everybody, including yourself, do optimal damage and have optimal defense. So this thing is really fully loaded. It would have been higher, but the other horns have certain features that I like more, but this is a fine horn to make. Do note though that the final form does take Teostra scales. So if you're having a hard time, you know, you can go online, or you can even be cheap like I was when I first made this, which was use your cat and the plunder blade, and it went ahead and stole the scales for me. Coming in at number 3 is the final boss, Xeno'jiiva. Now this is a pretty cool looking horn. Again, I wish the horn portion was a little different, but the handle does look pretty cool. It's got those little veils coming off on the side. This is obviously going to be very hard to make. You have to beat the game in order to do it. But 714, so the attack is pretty good. But if you look at the sharpness though, that's white, so you're going to be doing much more damage. So this is actually really strong. It's got positive affinity out of the box. It's got some dragon with some low elder seal, and it has 2 slots for level 3 decorations. That is crazy. Late game when you start getting really good decorations, this is the type of weapon that's really going to come in handy for doing a lot of stuff. If you notice here on the sharpness plus on the sort of the handicraft meter down there, this is definitely a good weapon to be using handicraft with, because at like plus level 2, you're actually starting to get good medium white. I think that's around 30 units right there, so that's really good for the hunting horn. The songs are awesome, really, really good. This reminds me a lot of the Abyss Lagiacrys from 3 Ultimate, if you remember that one. You got defense up large, so again, everyone's not going to be able to die very easily because you're going to have really high boosted defense. You have the attack up and defense up small. You got 2 different ways to play it, which is great, so there's good some variation in your attacks there, and those can be encored to give you a pretty healthy boost for both those stats. You have all wind pressure negated, which is great, and then stamina use reduced to large. So if you're playing with dual blade users, hammer users, bow users, anybody who uses stamina, which is everybody, they are going to love you if you play this song. So very solid horn, love those decoration slots. Depending on your decorations, this could be kind of higher up on your list. Number 2, Nagi Ghonte. Now you're going to notice Nagi Ghonte on almost all my list, if not all of them, because his weapons are just really solid. It sports super high attack, 882, top class. It's got very long blue. Having handicraft on these weapons does nothing, so don't waste the skill point. 0% affinity, so there's no negative on there. It's got 150 dragon, high elder seal, so if you're going up against elder dragons, this will definitely help you out a lot. It even comes with a bonus slot. I'm really surprised they went that far to give you that. It's got self-improvement, health recovery small, so whatever. But the last two songs are what make it awesome. You have affinity up and health recovery small. So not only do you give a small little health boost to everybody, but you also raise their affinity, and you can encore this as well. So anybody who's using a negative affinity weapon, it's going to make it clear. Anybody who's running an affinity build, which a lot of people do in the end game, they're going to be just bolstered, including yourself, of course. And then earplugs large is sweet. I mean, you can just encore that. And you know, for a long period of time, even if Nagi Ghonte does his huge little roar before his dive, nobody in the entire hunt is going to be stopping and holding their ears. It's going to make everything much easier. And remember, when a monster is roaring and you don't have to plug your ears, that's opportunity to attack. So definitely a very good aggressive weapon here with great stats all around. And my number one horn in the game has to go to Basilgeuse, or Basil Juice, however you want to pronounce it, we don't know. Basil's weapons are usually, they're pretty okay, but its horn is amazing, which I think is hilarious because this thing likes to go on the field and be like, ooh! So he's kind of like a big horn. It sports great attack, so 840. It's got only a sliver of blue, but go ahead and look at that sharpness thing down there. Max this with like handicraft 3 or 4, and you're going to have a nice long healthy white. So this is a weapon you definitely want to use with handicraft. I highly recommend it. This is what makes it so good, is that it gets the instant white. It does have a small minus affinity, no big deal though. 210 blast, which is great. 2 awesome slots for decorations, and of course it comes with attack up large. It also comes with health recovery small and recovery speed L. Recovery speed L is just that skill that allows you to recover that lost portion of your health faster. If you combine that with the armor skill of recovery speed up, you practically save half the potions that you would ever use during the hunt. So that's kind of cool as well. But top class attack, blast, slots for decorations, and attack up Lex L, that makes this the king in my book. So that was my top 5, and now for an honorable mention. And the honorable mention goes to the Queen Vespoid horn. One, because it looks the greatest. All the other horns look okay. They don't have hugely unique designs, but this one absolutely does, so it stands out. I love that. On top of that, it's actually really good. 672, you may think, well, it's not really good power-wise, but remember, that is white sharpness out of the box, which of course means that you can spend those armor skills not for handicraft, but for something that raises your attack or something like that. Paralysis 300 is sweet, so you're going to be able to paralyze a monster several times during a hunt, which is going to help you if you're solo, or you're going to help the entire group to do massive damage. It's got 2 slots, which are great, although they're not very high level. And the songs are interesting as well. We got the self-improvement, you got the stamina use reduce L, which I was talking about earlier is awesome. It means that no one's really going to be losing stamina, so it's going to help not only you but everybody else. All wind pressure negated is always fun. Defense up XL you can play because it's got the L, so that's going to be great online. And of course, if you're going up against like Yana or something like that, the ice resistance boost will definitely help out. And then the sonic waves, which is really like a screamer pod, so really good if you're up against like a Diablo, so you could knock it out of the ground like whenever you want. Anyway, those were my top 5 and my honorable mentions. Let me know down in the comments below which horns you like. Do keep in mind that with the end game augmenting, the lower rarity weapons could be augmented more times than the higher rarity ones, meaning that really in the end all these weapons are viable in the game, and it's really up to your playstyle. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, happy hunting.